All right, let's now bring in crime expert and specialist investigator Mike Bolhuis to weigh in on this latest shooting. Mike, a very good afternoon to you. I mean, firstly, what do you make of the latest mass shooting incident where, in this case, 11 people have now been left dead, given just the scale of this violence and the attacks over a single weekend, Mike, including, of course, that shootout with police? I mean, what does this tell us about just the broader escalation of organized violence, especially in the Western Cape? Mike, are you able to hear us?
There, I can hear you. Sorry, the link went down. I've heard what she has said. It is shocking. And it's just escalating. And I wonder what the authorities are actually achieving there, because there's been so many projects and so many authorities involved, including the army. And still, as we've previously said, which is our biggest concern, there is no crime prevention in place, and the crime is escalating instead of declining. The fact that people don't want to speak on camera is what we've said before. They are scared. This shows that that whole community and that whole area, and actually that whole part of the province in the Cape, is hijacked by the criminals. It's the year of the gun. We can clearly see that they sort out all their issues with guns, and that is shooting the authorities and those who are in their way. So they on what we call a roll, and they will keep on doing that as long as they, in a way, can and be allowed. And we need stronger authorities and much more serious infrastructure regarding the authorities, which would include informants. The biggest problem in any of these cases is informants.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned two things there, Mike, that I want to just, continue on that thread and just prod you further on. A crime prevention, interventions in that particular area, but also how communities are fearful of speaking out. I mean, I'm wondering then, to what extent does this embolden, and even see less fearful criminals of law enforcement authorities, given that these, there's now 2 police officers. We know and understand that some of those police officers were at the scene, particularly in Kayamandi at the time, attending to one incident of crime when they heard a shootout. And when they went to investigate, they were then shot at. I mean, Kayamandi, as you've heard my colleague there describing, used to be a peaceful area.
Yeah, look, gangs and syndicates will always go into other areas as well, not only in where we've always heard it happens, these crimes. They would always expand. And as I've said, they have no fear of the authorities. And if police nowadays, this is a lesson they must take in very seriously. It must be there must be a very qualified cops that do enter. They must be very careful, because they will become part of the shootout and they will be shot and killed. These criminals see that they can do this and can get away with this, and they have see no value in life, whether you're a policeman or just a bystander, or even children or family members, innocent people. They will just shoot. And they have this reputation going for it. And that's why they're doing this, because they know there won't be informants. They know there won't be witnesses and people coming forward, because they've established an extreme reputation, and they've hijacked those communities with extreme fear and intimidation. And it's, as I've said, the year of the gun. They know that anybody that would talk, they will get the information and they will deal with those witnesses or whistleblowers, and they will kill them. They also have their contacts in the authorities as well. I can tell you now, there are quite a few cops on their payroll and are giving them information. The same with the army guys that are there.
Mike, as we wrap up our conversation, what then would a coordinated crime fighting intervention look like, particularly in the Western Cape? I mean, you mentioned the need for informants. notwithstanding, of course, the problems that comes with. But when you consider, you've got SAPS, you've got crime intelligence, you've mentioned the army that were deployed there not too long ago, and then, of course, there's the Hawks. What would that successful coordination look like?
Yeah, it's a huge problem because everything that has been said so far is exactly what you have said and is required, and it's not really effective. So we need to get in more police, we need to get in more experienced policemen, and we need to get informancy, trained informants that can deal and completely infiltrate and get the information before the crimes are committed. There's no way that these crimes would stop if there's not information at first. And then the police can absolutely execute crime prevention and deal with the criminals. The other thing that needs to be done is dealing with the heads of all these syndicates and gangsters. Once they are dealt with, it can make a huge difference. And then lastly, there must be hotlines and there must be information received from the communities. They must give the information. They don't necessarily have to give their names, but they have to give all their information to the authorities so that the necessary actions could be taken.
Mike Bolhuis, thank you so much for your time. Of course, Mike, responding to that mass shooting in the Western Cape. 11 people have been killed and 6 wounded in 3 separate incidents in the Western Cape, 2 in Cape Town and 1 in Stellenbosch in Kayamandi. And of course, 2 of those wounded are 2 police officers. We'll continue, of course, to give you more information as and when we have them, as police have now launched this massive manhunt for the culprits.